I'm Jeremy with All Set TV Installations. I'm going to show you how to mount a TV. In no particular order, you're definitely going to want to get a leveler. Now, some TV mounts will come with some kind of level system, but it's always good to just have your own because maybe you want to like put pictures or some other random objects around your house. So this is a good in-home thing to have in general. Itty bitty nail. You don't need a whole pack, but just get you a really small nail. This is going to help you find the studs alongside your stud finder. You can have a tool belt. I just like this because since I'm doing the TV installs, it just makes my job way easier. You want to get a pen or a pencil that you can have handy. A Phillips head screwdriver, that's the one with the plus sign. Get you some measuring tape. You're gonna need some drill bits. Video, we're gonna be doing this install on the studs themselves. You're gonna want to get about a 1/8 bit or anywhere around that. Now, honestly, you can kind of eyeball this. You want to have a drill bit that is a little bit less in this diameter around or its circumference, and that just helps to prime the hole for when we actually screwing the bolt in itself. Impact drill. Definitely one of those. The impact drill is basically going to rotate the screw in, and it's going to put force behind it as if you're like punching in while you're screwing something. Funny story, the first time I ever mounted actually this TV right here like 5 years ago, I didn't have one of these, and I had to mount by hand with the ratchet. It was a 3-hour process. Just get you the drill, y'all. You're gonna wanna get a stud finder. It's cost like 15 bucks at Lowe's or Home Depot. You're gonna need a hammer as well. And the last thing is a strong magnet. So with these magnets, I can find that stud super simple. So if I just go right there, there's a stud. And of course, you can see this one right here is already marked. I'm just moving that down to another nail. So I know I have a stud right here and right here. I like to triple check and just be triple sure. So this is the first one, it's non-invasive. The second one is my actual stud finder. So I use this on the wall, and this is why I like triple check, because it's not turning green right here, but I know that there's definitely a stud right here. I mean, I can hear it. So the next thing you want to do is we get those nails. Okay, so that's definitely a stud, right? Can't even pull that nail out, but I'm gonna have to yank it on out of there. There we go. And you'll know if it's not a stud behind there because right here, so hollow, this is drywall. So if I hit this nail right here, it's gonna shoot straight through, and I actually think I just lost a nail. So this is my TV's mount right now. And I wanna make sure that where my TV is ideally gonna be is as accurate as possible. You can be 100% accurate, but for my TV, I don't really care. I just want it in the general area that I need it in. So what you're gonna do is you got these brackets that you screw on the back of your TV here. So we got these brackets right here in the back of the TV. And I'm gonna take my measurement from the bottom of the TV on down. So this is where the bracket is gonna sit right here at the top. So that means about 14 and a half inches up. So that means this is the bottom of the TV and this is the top of the mount, right? This is where the TV is gonna sit. So for this mount right here, this is from this top part of the mount to this 14 and a half inches. This is where the bottom of my TV is gonna sit at. And what you can do is have a friend or somebody kind of eyeball and give you like a visual view sitting down on your couch or wherever you put your TV, you're gonna view it at, to give you an idea like how high up it's gonna be. I'm gonna put my TV at about right here, and this is where our pen comes into handy right here. So I'm gonna take that pen out, just mark this little spot. I'm marking the middle specifically, and you'll see why in a second. So now for the fun part. We got our measurement where the TV is gonna be. We know where our studs are at. I'm just gonna take a mark of where my studs are. We're gonna measure where we're gonna shoot these beams in at. So remember, 14 and a half inches up was where we're gonna be. All right, I just know this is gonna be about the top of my beam here. This would be about the top of my beam over here. I'm just making a general mark. You wanna make sure that these holes you're about to get ready to drill is even. Now, this is the top part of the bracket. So I'm gonna take the measurement of these two holes apart from each other. And then I go 1.7 inches down, 1.75, and there should be a hole right about there. And this is where the leveler comes into play. Now, if you like to get fancy, you can use a laser leveler. You don't really need one though. I just use one because it's a lot more convenient to make sure I'm staying straight. But this right here needs to be identical so I can make the correct holes inside this TV mount. So I just like to always come back and make sure. I check my little bubble. You want your bubble right here in the leveler to be in the middle. I'm gonna draw a little line here. I do like a little plus sign. So I go a straight line across and I make a little plus sign. That's where my drill bit's gonna go in through. And then I draw my little line right here across. All right, so let's go ahead and get this TV up. So we're gonna need our drill bit right here. Remember, you wanna put this into your impact driver. And we're just gonna steady. I use 2 hands right here, and I kinda anchor my elbow on the wall as well too, just to make sure I'm extra steady with my stuff. I make sure I'm here. Now that we got the holes in here, we're gonna go ahead and get the TV up. But first, we need to go ahead and drill in our lag bolts. Now, I like to pre-drill this. You're gonna need a little ratchet set, little socket. You can do this by hand. I don't recommend it though. That took me about a good 2 hours to do because it's a lot of hand cranking with that socket and wrench, and I tell you, that thing is tough. Now with these lag bolts, you're probably gonna be anywhere from like an 11 millimeter or a 13 millimeter. I got some pretty decent sized lag bolts, and you wanna make sure that when you put that lag bolt into the socket right here, it gives you little, barely any wiggle room, if any at all. Now I got a little piece that you can buy right here that fits into my impact driver. And that's gonna help me pre-drill these holes just a little bit more. So when I move the mount up there, it's just easier to get in there. All right, set that in clockwise, righty tighty, lefty loosey. So now we can go ahead and do our mount. So what I like to do, make sure you're facing the right way. So the arrow will typically tell you which way you need to have the mount facing. So first, and this is why I pre-drill, it just makes it so much easier to put up. All right, I'm gonna tighten this in just a little bit. And I'm gonna put this in. All right, now pretty much we're like done. You wanna make sure that you're nice and level. So while I'm mounting this is why I leave it a little bit unscrewed first to make sure I'm leveling here. Now I already leveled it. This is what we put the holes in level, so we're good. Sometimes I need to like wiggle one side up and hold like an angle here to make the bubble in the middle. Sometimes I gotta hold this side up to make sure the bubble's in the middle. But we're actually exactly on point right here. However, when I'm doing this part right here, I still apply pressure to the mount to make sure the mount doesn't shift up and down while I'm hitting the impact in here. All right, so we're all up and mounted. And I give like a little bit of a stress test on here. Just kind of lean my body weight and try to pull down at it real strong. Now, of course, my phone died partway through this, but all we did was, of course, we set the TV on here, and then we added our cord hiders right here. This is an external surface cord hider. I mostly recommend these for apartments if you don't already have a pre-built receptacle that allows for you to hide the cords behind the TV. If you have a home, different story, but these are just the easiest for most people to put on by themselves. That's it. If you want to get all set up with your TV installation, feel free to shoot me a message, text or DM me with the links in the description below. And hey, hold to mount your TV up.